Rarely do the giants of Dark Souls have happy fates. In the Age of the Gods, they had it best. Perhaps because one of their own was a powerful knight of Gwyn. Yet, even then, he suffered at the hands of former humans, who packed his helm with tree resin and fooled him into thinking he was blind. The other giants of this age were put to use as basic labourers. Their wits made them unfit for much else, except in rare occasions. In Drangleic, a distant race of giants invade the kingdom of the humans to take back that which was stolen from them. It ends in bloodshed, not to mention the giants taken for experimentation, their very souls becoming displaced from their bodies. And finally, Lothric, where their abuse hits new heights, imprisoned, forced to wallow in the muck of the cathedral, slaughtered, or feigning death. Only one rose above the rest, and even ruled over humans. Yhorm. Yhorm is the descendant of an ancient conqueror, a conqueror who once subdued the people of the profaned capital. And in time, Yhorm was asked by these very same people to lead them. He would come to accept this role, and he served as both their weighty blade and their stone-hard shield. And he would think that this transfer of power would earn him the people's respect and gratitude, but it didn't. Instead, those who spoke of Yhorm as Lord were quite insincere. Perhaps this is because of Yhorm's heritage. We don't know who the conqueror before Yhorm was, and he might not even be featured in-game. Our two biggest clues, however, are Yhorm's size and the fact that the people of the capital suddenly found themselves without a ruler or protector, and needed to ask for one. And in my opinion, Wolnir, the enormous conqueror of Karthus who suddenly fell to the abyss, fits this criteria, or at least is a good example of it. Wolnir once brought the rightful lords of the world to their knees and ground their crowns to dust. However, he went on to fall to the abyss, presumably leaving many kingdoms without a ruler, and Wolnir wasn't exactly known for sharing his power with others. So at the very least, it was probably an absence of rule like this that led the people of the capital to ask for a powerful protector instead of simply being conquered all over again. So it fits that they would ask Yhorm, yet it also fits that they would feel some shame for having to ask him. Their fate would be in the hands of the conqueror's descendant, and not just that, but in the hands of a giant, no less. Simpletons and dullards with very few notable exceptions. So Yhorm fought hard to prove himself as Lord, risking everything for his people. Against the kingdom's enemies he fought unflinchingly, great machete in one hand and great shield in the other, yet still his people's shame and prejudice must have manifested as bitterness, distrust. For, in another brave gesture, Yhorm gave his people the means to defeat him. A storm ruler, an ancient sword also known as Giant Slayer, capable of bringing giants to their knees from the strength of storm held within it. Yhorm carried 2 of these, and now only 1 remained in his possession. At some point during the wars, Yhorm lost the one he wished to protect. It's not clear who this is, whether they were a friend or a partner, nor how they died, but this loss became the legacy of his later years. It was an event so significant he threw away his great shield, for he was no longer interested in self-preservation, nor the protection of others. In the place of his shield, Yhorm added a left-handed notch to his machete, enabling the smashing technique of a berserker with nothing left to lose. In time, his enemies were crushed, and the only threat to the capital was from within. A group of women, relatives of some oracle from a bygone age, suddenly triggered a curse subsisting deep within them. They all distorted into this same monstrosity, an enormous hand with calcified protrusions and a hole swirling deep within the palm. Despite all of this, they went on living without any cares, and from that day forward, the profaned flame was born within the capital. The profaned flame. It came to define the capital, and it was defined by 3 rules. 1. It is said to be inextinguishable. 2. It is able to swallow the hearts of those it touches, inspiring cruelty and torture. And 3. The darkness of the abyss can be seen within it. With nothing left to lose, and a monumental soul to burn, Yhorm decided to link the fire. With this act, he would put the profaned flame to rest, enable a new age of fire, and prove his detractors wrong. Show them all they were wrong about him. So, just as he gave one storm ruler to those who doubted him, he gave the other to one that he trusted, along with a promise that Sigurd, this bumbling, kind-hearted knight of Katarina, would slay his old friend if he ever faltered in his duty. And so the fire was linked, and Yhorm failed in all the ways that they said he would. In this place, we get an unprecedented look into the linking of the fire. When it happened, items say, a rush of flame fell from the sky and incinerated not only Yhorm, but all the residents of the capital. So the question we're left asking is, was this normal? Or was Yhorm's soul somehow not enough? Or were giants not supposed to link the fire? For all his hard work protecting these people, they all went up in flames, and I assume his detractors would have felt validated in doubting Yhorm if they weren't all burnt to a crisp. Ages pass, bolstered in part by Yhorm's sacrifice. But the fire inevitably fades, and Yhorm is brought back from the dead to link the fire once more. There must be something about a second chance at life that causes a lord to fear death. For, like the other 2 lords who rose alongside him, Yhorm flees his duty and settles in the ruined capital he once called home. He takes his old throne, which is now surrounded by the melted corpses of those who once doubted him, and he waits. Truly alone this time, even more so than he was in life.
Moment has almost come. I just need a bit more time.
Sigurd, with a little help from you, of course, finds the courage to meet his old friend.
Yhorm, old friend. I, Sigurd of the Knights of Katarina, have come to uphold my promise. Let the sun shine upon this Lord of Cinder. It seems I am in your debt once again. My thanks. I could have not kept my promise without you. Now, for a final toast. To your valor, and my old friend Yhorm. Long may the sun shine! Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast. You are a true friend. Best of luck with your duty.
After your final toast, and as you leave the arena, Sigurd's soul floats towards you. Did he die from wounds that he sustained during the fight? It's impossible, you'd think, considering that Siegbrow has healing properties. No. His quest is complete, his oath is fulfilled, so Sigurd ends his life, for all that remained was that final toast and to wish you luck with your duty. In the end, all that came from the profaned capital were the cinders of a lord, fit only to surrender its fire for your ambition. So knowing all of this and all of what happened, what do you make of it? Oh, and did I forget to mention? The profaned flame burns on, exempt from the tragedy and waiting for more hearts to corrupt. And somewhere, a young sorcerer escapes a painting.